Hey, Dog Nation, I'm Brandon Adams, getting ready again for the drive for the GHSA state title on Friday. Fun one from Carrollton as the Trojans get ready to host East Coweta, a battle of two high-powered offenses on display on Peachtree TV and streaming at CBS46.com. And, of course, as East Coweta comes in, as I mentioned before, they've had quite an explosive offense thus far. And as I bring in Rusty Manziel, our analyst for the game, when you look at Brady Tillman at wide receiver, you're talking about a guy that's got over 600 yards receiving already this season, and a guy who I think is on the verge of really making a name for himself here as a recruit. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch on TV on Friday night, is he not?
It happens every single year, Brandon. A guy kind of pops up out of nowhere. In fact, I didn't know anything about him until he had the 5 touchdowns against Lowndes. Lowndes actually texted me, said, hey, this guy's legit. I go down to East Coweta a couple weeks ago. We have nothing on him profile-wise, 24/7 Sports. Go down and get a picture of him. And he's a 2-year football player, basketball kid, and this is how things kind of happen. It pops up out of nowhere. But right now he is producing, and I'm excited to watch him Friday night to see him for the first time.
Yeah, 11 touchdowns in the season already. As Rusty said, high production guy, and one of the things that's made this East Coweta offense so much fun to watch all year long. And, of course, same story for Carrollton there as well. And when you talk about generating interest as a recruit in our state, we've seen freshmen do it some in the recent past, but I don't know that we've seen a freshman quarterback in quite some time that's generated the attention that Julian Lewis is generating right now for Carrollton. Rusty, you have to sort of reach back into the annals of recent years to kind of find a guy this early in his high school career that's already being talked about as much as Lewis is being discussed.
Yeah, listen, I'm a parent, so I'm real careful with this, but how much I was going to try to talk about Julian Lewis as a freshman and Juju and was he going to win the job? Here's what I'll say. This guy has been outstanding. This kid has been outstanding. He just turned 15 years old, 1,600 yards, 23 touchdowns, if I'm correct, first 6 games. So, he's got national buzz. He has national media. He has national eyes. He has national offers, Brandon. I think the buzz around this game, and you'd be crazy not to mention it, this is the first time he's played on, basically nationwide TV. You can watch this anywhere in the country, streaming Friday night on Peachtree TV. So I'm excited to see him. I've watched him play a scrimmage game. I was very impressed that night. I think the country is going to see what people know, and this is a name to know. The buzz around him is legit, and he's earned every bit of praise he's gotten so far because he doesn't talk a lot, but what he does on Friday nights does it for him.
And obviously we're so excited about this game, and I think it's going to be a tremendous show. But, Rusty, you and I both care about the players that play this game. And I tell you, we can't have a conversation about high school football without talking about some news. You and I were texting about this morning before 7 a.m. Yep. Elijah DeWitt, a receiver from Jefferson, who was really one of the stars of a game that we had earlier this year. So much fun to watch, so thrilling. As a lot of our audience is aware of, tragically shot and killed here. This is a piece of news that's kind of rocked the entire state. And, Rusty, I know that you're like me, just it's hard to make sense of this. It is so sad, but I know we just want to send our prayers out, obviously, to the family of Elijah, but that entire Jefferson community, a community that I love, and I respect that school so much. And this is news that you shouldn't have to deal with, and yet, unfortunately, they are forced with facing this here right now. So sad.
Yeah, you see the people from different schools. He played on Cam Newton's 7-on-7. He played on Cam Newton's number 1 team. You see the Creekside, DeCon White, those guys texting about him this morning. Caden Lee at Kennesaw Mountain. You see the reach that Elijah DeWitt and the circle that he ran with and played with, and the respect that he commanded. And, Brandon, we did that game against Oconee County, 3 weeks ago. That's and, right. For the team, if Jefferson would have won that game, we selected him as the MVP of the game. I mean, he played outstanding on both sides of the ball. And, I know he was, getting some more offers and doing those things. But as a parent, it just rips at your heart at a 17-year-old young man. From what I understand, he was with one of his teammates on a double date, and 3 other teenagers are going to live with that moment for the rest of their life. And, your prayers go out to that community. Travis Nolan, he played at Prince last year. It was a big part of that state championship run. I talked to Greg Vandergriff this morning. He was upset about this whole situation, and it's just a tragic, tragic deal. And it tells you how fragile life is. And I just don't have the words. Prayers to everyone in Jefferson and his family.
We've had a few moments over the last couple of years where we've been forced to do broadcasts with heavy hearts, and a lot of teams around our area have been playing with heavy hearts here over the last couple of years. And obviously, that makes it tough, but we love this sport. We love the families and the players who play this sport. And today, across the entire landscape of high school football in Georgia, truly hearts broken here. So, as Rusty said, sincere prayers going out. And, of course, we'll see you Friday night on Peachtree TV, and certainly keep the family of Elijah DeWitt in your mind as you participate in high school football here this week.